Not helping someone after she almost destroyed my chances of getting a degree and almost destroyed a teacher's career. I, 25F, worked for a university from the age of 18 to 21. For many years I felt university wasn't for me, as although I had good grades, my self-esteem was pretty low and I thought I wasn't good enough for university and I couldn't even afford it. I worked as an assistant for various departments, and many of my colleagues who taught students said they could see my potential, and they finally encouraged me to apply. I decided to apply for the university and got in, and I was accepted onto 4 scholarships that are designed for students with lots of potential, so I no longer had to worry about applying for student loans and not being able to afford it. Last year I was meant to be in my final year of university and I should have graduated, but a student was making up rumors about me and this lecturer having an affair, which didn't happen. The university soon picked up on these rumors and started their own investigation. At first, the lecturer and I had to stay separated, which meant I missed half the classes as she was one of 2 who was teaching me for that year. 2 months later the lecturer got suspended with full pay, and 5 days later the university sent me an email to my personal email account and told me that I was being suspended, that I was not allowed on university grounds, and that I was not allowed to contact anyone at university. The staff who was investigating these rumors fully believed that we were having an affair, and we were suspended for 9 months so they could find evidence of our affair. As a result of them taking 9 months, I ended up failing the final year and now I have to retake it. Whilst suspended, these rumors about the affair were spreading around the campus fast, and everyone knew. I had a friend who I now consider my best friend who made contact under a secret Snapchat account. He asked for my account and he said he fully believed me and started doing his own investigation to find out who it was. I'm running out of word count. To keep it short, after speaking to various students, he finally found some evidence that it was a student who made up the rumors and started and reported it to the university. He found concrete evidence and took it to the investigation team, and they closed the report and allowed us back to campus. But the student didn't get suspended or punished. All she was made to do is retake the 3rd and final year, as she had to pay for it, whereas I didn't. Now, I'm in class with her and she struggles a lot and she keeps requesting my help due to me always understanding the assignments and the fact I know what to do. She's fed up with me saying no and spoke to our former classmates, and now they are saying I'm in a hole because I'm keeping a grudge against her because of what she did and the fact I nearly lost a degree, which I haven't, and they stating I should help her out. Comment 1, NTA, but there is a strange vibe to the story. What type of university is this? I've been in academia for decades and this is not something that I thought would be possible, at least in my country, like suspending someone for almost a year, especially an adult student, based on rumors of having a relation with another adult. I would not want to study/work in such a place, lol. Further, no, you don't have to talk at all to this person who ruined your life. I don't even see how you can yourself ask the question if you would be the A at this point. Instead, I would be more likely suing based on defamation or something. Comment 2. NTA. That's the scorpion that stings the fox because it's their nature, but in fact they missed and the fox swims off and the scorpion can't swim, after all screaming for the fox to save it. No. Why are none of these others offering her help? How many of their lives were impacted by her negligent and horrific accusations? You have no obligation to help and every reason to avoid her. Anyone saying you're wrong for holding a grudge are not the type of people you want to deal with because they have a skewed set of morals and no sense of proportion. It's your call, but NTA if you don't help. Comment 3. NTA. You don't have to help anyone. Especially not such a person. Just ignore her. It is 1 year. Then you will never have to meet her again. Don't let her push any buttons of you. Just say a simple no each time she asks. No explanation, no nothing. Demanding apology from carer/husband for not feeding me properly after major surgery. Background. I've been the main cook for this family for 17 years, I'm 40 years. We have 5 kids, he is nearly 50 years and he rarely cooks, but he is capable of cooking. 7 days ago I had a total hip replacement, planned, I'm on crutches and a lot of pain meds. He is my carer. Yesterday 7 p.m. he said he would start cooking dinner. I was concerned and starving, and I asked him what dinner was. He said he was defrosting frozen chicken breast for a HelloFresh meal. To set the scene, the lunch he served was half small plate of broccoli and sweet potato, no protein. Breakfast was a banana and a cuppa. I had to ask for one sliced toast. So by 7 p.m., I was starving, helpless, and in pain. When he said frozen chicken, I yelled, "I know there's food in the fridge, please just bring something." Plan B was microwave lasagna leftovers which a neighbor delivered the day before, which he cooked, threw in the oven. Lacking protein, I started yelling again, "I can't believe you can't find something proper, 17 years and I can't even trust you feed me?" Edit, lasagna is Woolworth's brand basic lasagna. Not homemade. Neighbor was very kind to deliver it but not high in protein. He got mad saying, "Don't you want food? I am offering chicken or lasagna with salad, what more do you want? How are you mad? I am offering you a choice." I felt betrayed, disappointed, and unloved. But I needed to eat, so I told him lasagna. He served it, I eat and I go to bed. After 30 minutes, I'm still mad, so I texted him, "I didn't think I would have to spell it out, feeding a person is not difficult. Your plan of defrosting frozen chicken at 7 p.m. is ridiculous. Please have a nutritious meal for me tomorrow. The trust I had for you has been going for a while now, but this is a huge low. And for you to throw a fit and try and make me look like the crazy one, F you if you can't apologize." Edit, yes, I realize how awful this was. But I'm mad. And I wanted real feedback, so being honest. I usually don't speak like this. But yes, the resentment is growing for more reasons, this is just an example. He says nothing and completely ignores the text message. This morning, he goes to work as planned. My 16-year daughter is caring for me during the day, she feeds me well. He comes home at 6 p.m. still no apology. He makes the chicken dinner tonight, he defrosted it last night. Brings it to me and then he leaves silently. He parks himself in front of the TV. I eat and finish, but I cannot take care of the dirty plate, so it's sitting beside me on the bed. 10 minutes after I eat, I use crutches to hobble to get my own medication, and he ignored me while I struggled to get a glass of ice water and take the meds. It's an obvious struggle and he is choosing to ignore me. I managed to take the meds, and as I walk by him to go to bed, he says nothing. He just now crawled into bed and is near asleep. He hasn't said anything to me yet. No "how are you?" No apology, no consideration. Silence. Edit, for clarification, I'm not sitting around in bed. I'm walking as much as possible, following doctor and PT directions. It's my second hip replacement. First one was in 2018. Early onset osteoarthritis. I can't cook yet though, and he said he would. Comment 1, something was broken long before your hip. You and your husband both are lacking basic communication, compassion, and flexibility and are knotted up in your own resentments, frustrations, stubbornness, and anger. Add in a major stressful life event, and all of your prior issues have bubbles to the surface. I'm sorry for both of you. You are both being You obviously have the most emergent needs right now, so the scale is tipped because of that, but that doesn't mean you lack responsibility for the state of your issues, just that he looks like more of an than you. Comment 2. NTA. 1. You are in pain too. You are married to a person who has in his 40+ years of life, apparently never had to plan/cook a nutritious meal and gets all offended because his but I, quarter-acidly, tried is not getting him the praise and eternal gratitude for exemplary caretaking he expected. That really sucks, but on the other hand, if the person has never truly stepped up before, expecting it now is somewhat wishful thinking. Wish you a speedy recovery. Comment 3. NTA. You are recovering from surgery and on medication. Pain meds need food in your system to be properly absorbed and, for strong ones, reduces the chance of stomach problems such as ulcers. Is it possible to order food for delivery in the morning to arrive before your daughter leaves? At least you could keep food close. You should not need to do this though. Not wanting to share my birthday with my dead twin anymore? 16F here, soon to be 17 in 3 days. I was a twin. My brother died hours after birth. He was 5 minutes older than me. I was told my mother went into deep depression, but with help got better over time. I've watched videos of my birthdays from 1 to 6-year-old, and me sharing my birthday with my brother has started at my 1 ISD birthday. There's always that 5 minutes of remembrance in honor of him, and instead of having 1 candle on my cake there will be an extra or extras for him. For example, if I was 1 year, there will be 1 for him, or if I was 2, then they would add another 2 and so on. As a kid, I didn't really understand or minded, because I got to blow out extra candles. When I was 8, I did question it and they told me it was in remembrance for my brother since we share the same birthday. This carried on until my 16th, that I didn't get to celebrate, because I ended up in hospital. My grandpa showed up at the hospital while I was recovering with a gift and wished me and only me a happy birthday. After he left, I realized I loved that he only acknowledged me. I realized I didn't want to keep sharing my birthday with my brother. But then I felt guilty. I did try and speak to my parents about me celebrating my birthday this year. But I was brushed off. Now we come to what happened 4 days ago, and my grandpa, who is the official cake maker in my family, asked what type of cake did I want. I told him and added firmly with only 17 candles please. My parents were in the next room and immediately they came in demanding to know what I was doing. That I should know that the other 17 candles were for my brother, and I ended up crying and told them that he's not even here and I am. I can't remember everything that was said, but there was a lot shouting with me and my parents and grandpa, and me getting told that I'm selfish and I need to stop being self-centered. Grandpa left with me. I've at his house since the big fight. I've been crying a lot and grandpa been here for me, but I feel so guilty and to need to ask. Comment 1, NTA. Your parents need to find another way to grieve their lost child. Your birthday should be your celebration, not their occasion to memorialize their grief. They need to be able to celebrate you, their living child, and find another way to memorialize your brother a different way. Comment 2. NTA, your parents needing to grieve is understandable, but they're going about it the wrong way. Your feelings are completely valid and I agree with everything you write. Your birthday cake should be for you. Not particularly similar, but I'm a twin and we always got separate cakes. I wouldn't have wanted to share a cake with my twin on our birthday and we were in the same room. Comment 3. NTA. Your parents have never thrown you a birthday party. Every party was a funeral for their golden child. You're just the also ran. Every year, they use you to throw themselves their annual pity party. The only thing they're celebrating is their poor parental heartbreak. Your birthday has absolutely nothing to do with you or your deceased brother. Time for you to refuse to participate in their morbid funeral rites. Find some friends and actually celebrate your birthday for the first time. My girlfriend having to wait to be picked up from the airport. So my girlfriend, F26, went out of town for the weekend and I, M26, dropped her off and picked her up. Her flight was scheduled to get back at 7:40 p.m. Sunday night. On Sunday I went to dinner at my parents' house and was going to go directly from dinner to pick her up. During dinner I was checking her flight status to make sure I was going to be on time. The last I checked was at 7 p.m. and it said her flight was going to arrive at 7:28. At 7:12, as I was leaving to go to the airport, I got a text from my girlfriend saying she landed, followed by a text asking why I was still at my parents' house. I said I was just leaving and would be there in about 35 minutes. She texted back and said she was so fucking pissed, and don't bother, I'm going to get an Uber, it's extremely irresponsible, you better have a damn good excuse, to quote a few of the texts I got on the way to the airport. Anyway, she ended up having to wait about 15 minutes for me to get her. She says that she shouldn't have to wait to be picked up at the airport and that I should have given myself more time just in case her flight was earlier. To me, I don't understand why I should have to be the one to wait in the cell phone lot, especially when I'm doing a favor, which she says me taking her to the airport and picking her up is not a favor, just something I should do. In my opinion, for a flight that landed 16 minutes before the flight tracking said it would, waiting 15 minutes is not that bad and should be understandable. But let me know if I'm wrong. She said she talked to people about it and they all say she's right. And I don't like talking about relationship issues with people that know both of us. So coming to Reddit to see if I'm crazy. Comment 1. NTA, when my flight lands early, I simply text whoever was nice enough to agree to pick me up and let them know that I will be ready and waiting, or I take a cab and save them a trip, depending on my financial status on any gift trip. A 15-minute wait isn't going to kill anyone. Your girlfriend sure has a flair for the overly dramatic. You need to ask yourself if this is really something you want to deal with for the years to come. Hardly your fault that the airline's schedule didn't reflect an early landing. Comment 2. NTA. But her nasty texts make me wonder how often she pulls crap like this. If someone were kind enough to do me the favor, in a world of buses, subways and Ubers, yes it's a favor, of picking me up at the airport, I would never harangue them like this. Most times it's at least 10 or 15 minutes after landing before you're even off the plane anyway. I really kind of hate that she did the don't bother, I'm going to get an Uber when in fact she was not going to get an Uber, she was going to wait there for you to show up to probably throw more verbal abuse your way. Comment 3. NTA, but you would be one if you stayed with this chick. It sounds like she is willing to manipulate the story to her friends so she doesn't seem like the bad guy. You did nothing wrong. If I knew the flight would land at 7:40, I would check its status at 7, but also at 6 and 5 just to make sure it's not early. Something else doesn't add up, unless there's like 2 airplane gates at the airport, it takes a hell of a lot longer than 15 minutes to get out of an airport. But still all the same, NTA. Dropping off and picking up your SO is typical of a long-term BF/GF relationship, but it should not be expected.